Good evening. Coming up tonight. Failing to prepare is preparing to succeed. Wait, I mean fail. I should have prepared, just like some local cola employees are.
A long, long time ago in a galaxy far away, at least that's what North Dakota feels like. A legend was born and now he graces the Willy B lights.
And finally, it's cupping season, so obviously diamonds are on everyone's mind. But are the free ones worth it?
But first, Carolina is beginning to act like a normal state during fall. Our meteorologist Bryce Glenn is in the studio to tell us what's happening with the weather right now.
Mother Nature gave us a taste of fall over the weekend, but can we expect those conditions to stick around for this weekend? Stay tuned for a look at your weekly forecast tonight on SGTV Nightly News.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Callista Pushman.
And I'm Courtney McLean. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Governor Henry McMaster continues to fight the federal government on COVID safety, going from his push against mask mandates to his now fight against new regulations from OSHA.
Jim Farrick, the Assistant Secretary of Labor for OSHA, said that South Carolina is one of the 3 states that have not updated their emergency COVID guidelines to match that of the federal government.
Farrick continued to say that South Carolina is, quote, needlessly putting thousands of workers at risk for the spread of coronavirus, end quote. Regardless of opinions like that of Farrick, McMaster plans to still fight OSHA and the federal government on this matter.
Nationally acclaimed civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump is calling for charges to be filed against the officers responsible for Jamal Sutherland's death.
In January, Jamal Sutherland died inside the Charleston County Jail after struggling with mental illness. Sutherland's family held a rally yesterday in North Charleston calling for the case to be reopened.
With attorney Crump joining their push to reopen the case, South Carolina will possibly receive national attention due to attorney Crump being George Floyd's lawyer during securing the record-breaking $27 million settlement during the high-profile case.
With a possible citywide vaccination mandate looming over Columbia employees, many have been getting ahead and getting vaccinated.
The vaccination rate for Columbia employees currently stands at 80%. This has marked a high jump from mid-September when the vaccination rate stood at less than 50%.
This increase in vaccinated employees might be thanks to the $500 bonus being offered to employees that get vaccinated.
As the Murda case continues to unfold, Alex Murda was officially denied bond.
Judge Clifton Newman denied Murda's bond yesterday, stating that he wanted an independent psychiatric evaluation to determine if Murda would be a danger to himself or others if released.
Murda has been in custody since October 14th following his release from a drug rehabilitation facility.
Now coming up, News 4 sports anchor Will Kronsberg will tell you corn is not the only thing Iowa is good at producing, so stay tuned.
The saga of the Iowa State and North Dakota State starter / South Carolina assistant coach turned Gamecock savior continues. Yesterday, Shane Beamer announced that quarterback Luke Doty would miss the rest of the season and Zeb Nolan would be the starter going forward. Today, Zeb took to the podium to discuss his return to the starting lineup with a fresh outlook.
B-Luke's back up for a couple weeks, made me enjoy all the little things. I enjoyed showing up and watching film with him and being around the guys. Like I didn't have to take as many reps at practice, so I could stand back there and talk to whoever I wanted to and watch it from a different perspective and give a different perspective. Just because, if I didn't like the way something looked at the quarterback, or I could say, hey, let's try it this way.
Nolan will be backed up by fellow former transfer Jason Brown going forward, but coaches and Nolan alike expect Doty to stay engaged in game planning throughout the back half of the season. On the other side of the ball, 6-year senior Gamecock safety Jalen Foster was named a mid-season All-American by the Sporting News, joining Coastal Carolina tight end Isaiah Likely as Palmetto State standouts on the national stage. Over on the diamond, the Gamecock baseball team will finally face an actual opponent this weekend. The UNC Wilmington Seahawks will visit for a doubleheader beginning at 1 p.m. on Saturday at Founders Park. The Gamecocks have already held a series of intra-squad scrimmages to test out their newfound outfield depth and young pitching staff, but this will be their first look at an outside team since losing in the Columbia Regional in June. Despite losing All-American first baseman Wes Clark, South Carolina returns star outfielders Andrew Eister and Josiah Seitler, as well as top pitchers Will Sanders and Julian Bosnick. The Gamecocks also boast a consensus top 20 recruiting class and added transfers from Vanderbilt and Virginia Tech in the offseason. On the other side, the Seahawks are led by junior utility man Brooks Baldwin, who hit .325 with 15 home runs in the spring, and sophomore right-hander Ryan Calvert, who started 10 games as a freshman. The games are free for fans, and gates open up an hour before first pitch at noon, just enough time for fans to take advantage of open concessions behind first base. That's all for Carolina sports, but coming up this Halloween season, vampires aren't the only ones looking for a blood donation. We'll be right back. You can count on that.
Welcome back, everyone, to SGTV Nightly News. I'm Marissa Giray.
And I'm Justin Walsh. Let's go ahead and break down what you can look forward to locally. A lot of people always say that they think they were born in the wrong generation. Well, if you're looking for a blast of the past, back to the 60s and 70s, then you're in luck.
This weekend, the Columbia Hippie Fest comes to town and gives the attendees the chance to let loose and experience a taste of a real groovy point in time. The event will take place this weekend, October 24th and 23rd at the historic Columbia Speedway.
You can look forward to a family-friendly festival that will include live music, a vintage hippie car show, and much more. Single-day admission tickets are $10, and a pass for both days will be $15. What do you think about this era? Because I feel like it's been a trend coming back lately.
I think it's absolutely the coolest. I always think the hippie generation, all that, is just very interesting and something that I don't know if it's ever going to be repeated again.
I just don't think I'm cool enough for that. I see that, it's just it's an aesthetic, just not cool enough for it. What are you gonna do?
No. Well, free items are always cause a crowd to gather. So if you like free items and helping out others, then head on over to the Lexington Blood Center Connection.
From 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, the Connection Center will be open for you to donate. With each donation, you will receive a free blanket for those chilly days and nights, as well as TBC points. I don't know what they're talking about with chilly days and nights when it's legit 70 degrees today, but still a great cause.
No, yeah, I think blood drives are absolutely the best thing. I like doing them. Do you like doing them?
I have 8 tattoos, so I don't mind needles at all. Yeah. How do you feel about them?
I like blood drives. I just like to do them because I feel like I'm helping out others, and just because there's a blood shortage now too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've never had a problem with that, and my mom and I have always been fine with giving blood. We do it every year. My dad and brother are deathly afraid of them for some reason. Oh my God. My dad's the type to faint every time he gets blood. It's great.
No, oh my goodness.
What are you gonna do?
Well, if staying in and reading is your cup of tea, then all you bookworms and poetry lovers out there, be sure to check out this event tonight.
University libraries are holding U of SC Fall Literary Festival at home with Robin Schiff tonight from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
The award-winning author and poet will be reading tonight. This event is free and virtual, so don't forget to sign up to secure your spot. Do you like poetry?
I mean,
or into reading?
I wish I was, because I feel like it'd be good for me, but I don't know the time, I don't know the patience, but I do respect it, because obviously I'm clearly not intuitive enough to understand the complexity of it, but Dr. Seuss, it's my jam.
I love me good Dr. Seuss. No, I like reading. I think it's really good. I just like to. Well, I don't have that much time for it anymore. But I got into it a lot this summer, and I was like, oh, books, yes. But then when school started, I was just I didn't have time because I was homework, bed.
My extent of poetry knowledge is honestly just Robert Frost.
Yeah,
the basic everybody's go-to poet.
Yeah, it's like a high school English class. Read this poem. That's all.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have a little to no singing ability. Good thing that when it comes to karaoke night, that doesn't matter.
If you're looking to showcase your voice or just scream, "Don't Stop Believin'" at the top of your lungs in front of a crowd who has to listen, then you're going to want to check this out. This Friday from 7 to 10, Twisted Confections is hosting karaoke night.
Come out for food, fun, and plenty of entertainment. Admission is free, so get your group of friends together now. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Fergalicious.
Oh, really?
Definitely. I listen to that when I'm driving. I'm just yes, Fergie gets me going. I love it.
Honestly. I did put Don't Stop Believin' in the script just because, that's obviously a crowd favorite. Also, can really rock to some Before He Cheats, Carrie Underwood. Oh, yeah. Ultimate crowd pleaser, Not good at it, but I have a great time doing it,
No, who cares? If you're having fun, then it does not matter.
You notice how I said, I didn't say what kind of entertainment. I said entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
What are you gonna do?
Well, coming up after the break, meteorologist Bryce Glenn will let you know if it's actually worth it to live in the South during winter. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to your weekly forecast. I'm meteorologist Bryce Glenn, and we're going to start off with our weather headlines. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but those fall temperatures that we've been experiencing recently are out the door, and the warmer temperatures are back in. So we're going to have some afternoon storms on Friday. With that, a sunny, warm weekend ahead of us. But after that, high pressure system moving through from our west, and we're going to have some cooler temperatures arriving on Wednesday. Tomorrow in South Carolina, the upstate's going to be a little bit cooler in the mid 70s to high 70s. In the Midlands here, we're going to be in the low 80s, high 70s area, 81 here at home in Columbia. Along the coast, a tad cooler at 78 in Myrtle Beach, 79 in Charleston, and same idea in Hilton Head. Right now in Columbia, it is 71 degrees, sitting in a comfortable area around there. We have a slight breeze from the southwest at 3 miles per hour. Pretty dry at 46%. It's clear out there at 7:14 p.m. and our sun set at 6:44. Weather this week, the outlook is looking pretty good for us. 81 degrees tomorrow, a few clouds floating around out there. Possible showers after 2 p.m. tomorrow or on Friday at 81 degrees. Cool down a little bit on Saturday at 78. Back up on Sunday to 81. And then some more clouds will show up on Monday. Maybe some showers as well at 84. Then we're going to drop back down to 79 on Tuesday. And then after that, Wednesday, we should be experiencing some cooler temperatures. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another feature of this week's Carolina Canines.
And finally, tonight's edition of Carolina Canines features Indy, sent in by sophomore Jade Hannon. Indy is a 2-year-old English cream golden retriever who loves going to the beach and swimming in the pool. But he always makes sure to step into the pool and not jump because he's a very cautious boy. And you know what? I don't blame him. You know, jumping into pools, it can be scary.
Yeah, it can be a very daunting
But you know,
task.
he's doing a great job. He got his toy. He's good to go.
Very cautiously,
Very cautiously, but successfully. And that's what matters. That's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Callista Pushman.
And I'm Courtney McLean. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.